Alright, I really wanted to record a video about me talking about the dreams I've had. I've always been a big guy about dreams on this channel and stuff, so I thought I should go through just at least a few of the ones that I wrote down because I didn't write down a lot. Um, okay, I guess I'll just start with the first one. So basically, it started, I was walking and I was with these maybe like a few friends or something. I don't really know who they were. My mind kind of just made them up. But anyways, we started walking on this like very beautiful trail, very nice. It was like we were laughing and talking about stuff. I don't even know what we were talking about, but there was a field and it started just blowing in the wind, and I sat there for a long time just breathing, and then I eventually caught up to some other people who were walking, I guess. Um, Someone was burning a plant on the side of the trail. I'm not exactly sure why, but I think I was distracted and I ran and stepped on it. And then he got mad. The guy got mad that I stepped on the plant. And then that was the dream. I know, it's very, I don't know. I don't know what that was about, but I really enjoyed it. Um, I feel like it was more vivid than usual. Specifically, that was like the first one I wrote down. I wish I wrote down some before that because I'm sure there were a lot better ones. But second dream is I was at this cabin. I, I I've never seen a cabin like this before. I don't know. There's something about it. It was just elaborate. It was beautiful. It was so cool. It was, I don't know. It was like home. I guess it felt like home. Like I was at where I should be for the rest of my life. And I opened the window and I saw a green field with wind blowing around, and the field was just so beautiful, and that was it. That was all. But I felt so at peace with that dream. A lot of the dreams are like that, which, in a way, I'm not really sure why, but it's kind of a pattern. Now, I don't really remember much, and I don't know why, but essentially, I was in another house, a different type of house, but I've seen. Yeah, so I mean, there were a lot of cats there, like a bunch. I was essentially just petting them. There's like a grayer one, tabby cat, just all sorts of cats. And then these two guys and one girl came up and asked me why I was petting the cats, and I just said, I just was saying, they're cats, come on. Who wouldn't want to pet these guys? And then they were all laughing, and of course they joined me and started playing with the cats. And we had some conversations, and we were walking around the town. It was kind of like Russian looking, but a mix of, American. It was like American and Russian architecture. It could look very Soviet, 1950s era, but it also looked like 1990s America. The mix of like early 2000s America. And then we caught up to a bunch of roads eventually, and there were a bunch of people just wandering. And um, yeah, they were evacuating the town, and they were all in a craze. I'm not sure why, but it was loud. Like I feel like I could hear it. When I woke up, I feel like I was still there. But that was how the dream ended. Just panic of a whole bunch of people being scared. It's just about the town being evacuated, and that was it. I mean, and I think I had this dream, the next dream, the same exact night. It was pretty early in the morning, and I was in the back of this truck with a few others. We were scared of something. Essentially, we were just sitting there, and bunch of arrows just start flying in the air, and it's kind of like God sent a whole bunch of arrows to charge at us. But they were actually, you know, spears too, and then it just made this awful sound, like this really loud, like swooshing sound, and it just kept like charging at us and following us. It was actually quite scary, to be honest. So essentially, what happened was I jumped off the truck, started running, and ran through this foggy forest. Now, the forest here, if you've ever seen the movie Stalker by Andrew Tkachuk, or how do you say his last name? Sorry, I'm too much in a tired state to say it. But if you've ever seen Stalker, 1979 by Andrew, I can't pronounce his last name. Um, the forest looked like something in that. So that was cool. Basically, I got to the house, a house that all the others tended to be at. I guess in the dream, I knew where I was going, but that's where that dream ended. Um, well, these dreams, I don't really know what they mean, but obviously they feel like, like everyone has these dreams, but I wish I could describe to you how real these feel. They're not like normal dreams. Now, this next one was really, I really like this one. I remember waking up early. It was like 5 or 6 in the morning. And my brother were talking just outside and feeding all sorts of animals. And my dad was there. He was feeding raccoons, birds, deer. He was petting them like it was a Disney movie. We talked with dad, and we just went for a walk and was talking. It's like my dad was alive again. It was cool. Nothing really weird happened in that one, but except for him like being able to kind of be safe around all these animals. The next one was just my mom. She was driving me past this like abandoned town or something. It looked kind of Russian too. I don't know why. A lot of the towns and places in my dreams look Russian. Not sure why. I mean, mostly it's like American and Russian architecture mixed together, like I said before. But so I was basically um, driving with my mom, uh, and I was a really long part of the dream just driving. It was kind of like I was on a car ride. Just generally that was it. And then uh, some time passed and it was getting pretty late. And then it started raining heavily. And then Mom said we had to go inside like of the store and get supplies for the storm. And then I got in the store and it was a really cool store. I mean, it was like what you'd expect dream stores to look like. It was very liminal, but there were a whole bunch of people I knew there from my other dreams, and they were all panicking getting supplies. I had nice conversations with them, and then eventually I drove home, and it was storming. Wow, it was so cool. I was on the just. It was storming while I was being driven home, and it was just wind blowing the car almost off like the highway. And I got home, and Dad was on the my dad was on the porch watching the storm, and that's where the dream ended. I mean, I just don't. I don't really. There's something specifically about this one though. It's like progressively getting more vivid. Like the storm it felt so real. Sometimes I still get memories of the storm, it's like a flashback, like it really happened. It's so cool. No, it's really cool. Extreme. I was in the woods. Not sure what type of woods. I didn't know where it was. It was getting pretty dark, and then my mom and my brother. Oh, sorry for the dog. Don't know what he's mad about. Listen to that. It's crazy. I always don't like the yapping dogs. I always prefer the older dogs. They sound so much more. I don't know. less annoying, I guess. That dog is really irritating. It does that a lot. But where was I? Oh yeah, I was in the woods somewhere, and then I think I walked home in the forest. Well, like there's a path to to my home in the forest, and then my mom started panicking because there was like a speaker on the like TV and stuff saying that the house was going to be bombed, and we all ran and then made it and took shelter in this school. Now, this school, there's something very, very special about it. The school dreams, there's nothing like them. I can't explain to you what it looks like inside of there, and I literally will not try because I just can't. I'm sorry. It's so hard to explain. The next dream, I was running on this dirt trail next to a lake. I was listening to like music I liked, and my mom was there too. And this great girl ran past, and she was also listening to music. And then she like ran really close to the lake, and my mom got all scared, and she said she would be fine. But she kept going, and I don't know if she fell in. Maybe she did, but I think she knew what she was doing. I eventually stopped running and started talking with my mom on the road. It was probably like 5 a.m. now, I think. And she was talking about the weird buildings, and of course, they look Russian for some reason. And then I laughed about it, and the dream pretty much ended there. I don't remember this dream, but it was very, very special to me. I was at this house near the beach. There are people there, I don't know who they were, but the dream was just, it was like heavenly. It's like I've never seen anything like it, much like the school. The house is just so hard to explain. I was talking with them, playing cards with them, running on the beach with them. I don't know who they were, but they feel like real people, and I still remember their faces. It's so weird, but that's all I remember. And the next dream, I was riding around the neighborhood next to the woods, listening to music. I believe there were like little kids playing and watching me. And then around the same day, with a bunch of, the same people in the last dream in that house next to the beach, I did stuff with them again at the beach. And then we just kind of did things. We walked, we talked in the woods. It was foggy, and then it started raining. And then we were on this big van. I forgot how we got there. I think one of the guys, owned the van. And I was just talking to people about things. And I remember all the conversations. It's weird. And this girl that I was talking to, I don't remember, but eventually she just like fell asleep. And then after she fell asleep, the rest of the people in the van just started one by one falling asleep. And the next thing I know, I was in this like chamber, like freezer thing. I don't know. It's very strange. When I got out, there was a dimly lit, beautiful house like out of the freezer, and then there was there was this like some sort of scientist there saying that we all got like infected with something, and we needed to be looked at and run some tests over us. And then she told me to go back, and I needed some more rest, and that was when that dream ended. Um, there's a lot of things with scientists and whatnot in my dreams. I don't really understand exactly why. mm, with me being trapped in like little chambers or things or tests being done on me, I don't really know. There's so many of those. Next dream was probably like 4 or 5 in the morning. I think I was talking with my brother, playing with my cat, and then later the next day, my brother and I walked to the park. And we were listening to Alex G for some reason, but we eventually fell asleep because we were walking for so long. It was like a really long walk, and these two kids woke us up by putting bugs on our hair and started laughing. We walked away. It's hilarious. I don't know why I did. I found it really, I don't know, like very charming in a way. I wasn't annoyed about the bugs or anything. It seemed like they were having a good time. And then that was it. Mm, Next one, I remember this was a very euphoric one. I was walking in the snow near like woods with my mom and my sister and my brother. It was refreshing, or like a really refreshing. Just felt so like I was at peace in the snow. And, the snow makes you feel. We spotted a deer and a bear at the end of that dream, and that's when it ended. And then I had a few other school dreams after this when my mental health was worse, and I just can't explain to you what they're like. I feel like I know there's people there that I know, and I don't know them in real life. I don't know what it feels like time, like I've had millennia of time spent at this school doing things, but it's not just school. It's not what you'd expect. I just can't explain it to you. I can't explain it to you at all, but I wish I could. I'm too. I wish, I might even record this when I'm at a better mental state. Maybe some years' time, that would be. But I feel like my brain is so foggy that this video is kind of like, it's not what I would want it to be. But I'm still gonna upload it because maybe I can do two sets of the video and you can see how messed up I was at this time. There was the next stream. It was like my cousin's birthday or something, and then we were all at my grandmother's house playing outside, and there was this girl there. I think she was the one that fell asleep on the bus first, or the van first, and she was like teaching me this weird, super relaxing game where you put your finger on a spinny thing, and then a game appears after you do that. And some character like does things in like cozy towns. It kind of looked like Animal Crossing, like a mix of Animal Crossing and like I don't know, like Shark. What's that game called? I don't know. But yeah, it looked like Animal Crossing and some other mix of elaborate other games. But yeah, and then I did something in the game that she got annoyed about, and then we started laughing about it. And then I think at the end of the dream, I ate like ginger snap cookies, and then after the ginger snap cookies, I found this like tin of. If you've ever had these cookies, they're so good. I forgot what they're called, like Russian tea cake cookies. So good. No, if you haven't had those, if they're what I'm thinking of, eat Russian tea cake cookies. They're so good. I'm gonna make like a 50-minute video talking about how much I love Russian tea cake cookies. I think that's what they're called. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Next stream was also, I was at my grandmother's house and she was cooking some garlic bread, and I was watching something with my siblings, and that was it. And then basically, I had hundreds of dreams of just me walking aimlessly in the forest with just this weird sound buzzing in the back of my head. This was, I've been having these dreams still. This is like basically what all my dreams feel like, and I just feel sick. Like, I love the scenery, but the sound is constantly in the back of my head. I feel like I'm gonna kill myself because it's like a constant. I don't know. It's fucking awful. But last dream I remember having, I was just biking around, so peaceful. And I biked too fast and I slammed into this guy's house, like, because his door was open. He was doing like yard work, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so